What is up, everybody? It is my final show for 2022. Momo, are you back for 2022?
No, this is it. Mine too.
Jorge, you working the rest of the week?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you are. Yeah. Boss Amanda, are you working?
Nope, this is my last day.
Awesome, awesome. So, yeah, and by the way, Lakers won last night. How about that? They won in convincing fashion.
They really did.
They look good. LeBron James played, LeBron James carrying everything, carrying the entire show. Second night of a back-to-back. I've not heard. Sometimes he doesn't play on second nights of back-to-backs.
I would guess he'll play in Miami.
But he played a season-low 31 minutes last night.
Also, they were leading for most of the second half. And it was interesting. Like I thought he had a good game, but it wasn't. He didn't have this dominant LeBron game. I thought Thomas Bryant was really good. Westbrook was good. They got a balanced scoring contributions from everyone in that game, and you see, it was a strange matchup because Orlando's really big and the Lakers are really small right now.
Yes,
and
they are playing so small.
So small.
They're so guard heavy.
But you can play that way if you adjust. And I thought this is where I think Darvin Ham's done a good job this year of just adjusting to whatever's thrown on him.
You know what? He's got pieces on a chessboard, and he's using them the best that he possibly can.
And also, the guys are buying in. Like, you can tell when a team is playing for a coach, when they're still bought in, and you can tell when they're going the other direction.
Right. And I think especially with Darvin Ham, from the moment he got here, I was sold. I was sold on Darvin Ham from the moment he got here. He's got great authority. He's very commanding. He's got great presence. I just think he's honest. He's very direct. Like he's a really, really good coach.
Yeah.
So none of what's going on right now has to do with Darvin Ham. That's for sure. There are now 14-20. 14-20. Did you expect that, Momo?
Sounds about right, actually.
34 games, 14-20.
I mean, if Anthony Davis was healthy, I think they would have a better record because I think they've lost a few games here. But I feel like they've blown so many close games this year.
They have. The overtime losses have all been hard. There were 2 overtime losses or 3 overtime. One Philly, another good team.
Yeah.
They had an overtime loss.
Sorry. Usually they know that one.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
it's the last
Trust me, there were a couple of overtime losses.
There were.
And I also got corrected on Twitter almost right away. It is Turo, T-U-R-O, and not Turbo.
Okay.
If you want to do
we were close,
car
though.
switch. We were right in the ballpark.
Yeah, I mean, close enough.
Stop picking on us.
Like Google AI would have picked that up, and you would have gone to the right place.
Correct. Have you played with the Google AI?
No, but it's fun. Like the predictive text.
Crazy.
Super good.
It's crazy. So, Momo, what do you? Is New Year's a big deal for you?
Used to be. I used to have major FOMO about New Year's, like, oh, everyone else is having a great time and they're doing something really fun, and then I went out a few times and it was not fun.
Right.
And there's only been a few good New Year's where I've gone out and it was fun, or I went to a good place, or I did something good. And now I just stay home whenever. I got 2 kids. They're gonna be asleep. They're going to get up early.
What time do you go to bed on New Year's?
I stay up to New Year's.
Do you?
Yeah, but I used to make Nevin stay up so we could have a kiss at New Year's, and now I don't.
We stay up till New York New Year's.
New York New Year's.
Yeah, we like New York New Year's.
Yeah,
we just count that. 9 o'clock. We're counting down to 9 o'clock.
Yeah. I tend to get a little twinge of sentimentality at the end of the year.
I do, too.
Yeah, a little nostalgia.
I put out there, by the way, on Twitter, your highlight and low light in sports in 2022. What comes to mind?
Low light, definitely the Dodgers losing.
No question.
That
Dodgers
is the absolute low light.
That was blisteringly bad.
Yeah, really, really bad.
Highlight? There's one.
7-10 softball game?
That was a highlight. No. Believe it or not,
the Super Bowl.
The Rams won the Super Bowl in February. It seems like
February.
A long time ago, but Super Bowl was an all-time high. And I thought also the LAFC winning the cup was fantastic. The MLS Cup was fantastic.
Yeah.
And that was a really cool game. Jorge, you were down on the field for that one.
Yeah. Field level.
Yeah, field level. Exactly.
Yeah.
That was another highlight. So we've had a couple.
Yeah.
We've had a couple. We haven't had a lot. It hasn't been our greatest year, although we did win a Super Bowl championship.
Look, anytime your team is at least in the conversation, in contention, it's a good year.
Unless it's the Dodgers, and then they got to win.
They got to win.
They got to win.
100%.
Yeah, they got to win. They're in the tournament every year. Les Snead always likes to talk about the tournament. You're in the tournament every year, but in the case of the Dodgers, you've got to win. You've got to win. And this, I think, is going to be a fascinating year to follow the Dodgers because they're going to integrate all these young guys into the mix this year. Bobby Miller's probably going to be there by the middle of the season. James Outman's probably going to break camp with the roster. Miguel Vargas, they're going to count on at third base for
Gavin
quite
Lux.
a bit. Gavin Lux, another year under his belt, everyday shortstop. I mean, it's going to be a fascinating year to watch because it's a bunch of new guys. We didn't go the Steve Cohen way.
Yeah.
We went the we collect all these stars in our farm system. Let's go ahead and use them, not for a trade, but actually put them out on the field.
So there's this theory in child education that if you buy too many toys and you put all the toys in the playroom at once, the kid gets overwhelmed and they don't know what to do with them.
Right.
So you should just take like 2 of them and rotate.
Yes.
That's like Montessori theory.
Okay.
That's the Dodgers in baseball right now. If you got too many expensive toys, like too many expensive players.
Like the Mets.
Yeah, it's too much.
Yeah, it is too much.
It's confusing and nobody knows who's supposed to be the man. Nobody can fill into their roles. Like they don't. It doesn't work right when you have 5 or 6 guys each making $40 million a year, and the rest of them are young guys or journeymen. It just doesn't feel right.
Yeah, no, it
It's
doesn't.
too many.
And a lot of people think, and I think,
and the Dodgers, like they've done well by nobody thought Justin Turner was going to be anything when they got him.
Nobody thought
the Mets.
Max Muncy was going to.
Chris Taylor.
No.
Like that championship team was built by guys that they discovered and they saw something in. They developed them within their own system and built them up. That's how they're trying to rebuild it.
And I'm telling you, who's going to have a really big year? Noah Syndergaard.
Yeah, I agree.
'Cause you bring a pitcher into the Dodgers system, and whether it's Tyler Anderson or Andrew Heaney or I'm thinking guys like Brandon Morrow and guys they've had in the past, they are able to, I don't want to say rehab, but redo.
Sprinkle some pixie dust.
Exactly, the magic Dodger dust.
Yeah.
And it works out.
That's Mark Pryor, right? Doing that?
Yeah, it's Mark Pryor.
So we should make up a little Pryor dust or something.
Do we have a Pryor dust?
Some kind of a.
Jorge's like, I'm looking for dust right now. I'm looking for dust.
It's not. You don't always build championship teams by spending the most.
Yes.
I mean, I'll always remember Mark Walter saying to me one time we were talking to spring training, and they had another postseason loss, and he goes, "If you told me right now that if I spent $500 million and it would guarantee a championship, I would do it. If I spent $500 million, would that guarantee a World Series?"
Yes.
It's like 100% I would do it.
Yeah.
But that's not how you win.
There's no guarantee.
No.
That's why I think sometimes the teams that win, the teams that win the press conference, whether this year it's the Padres or the Mets, it sometimes doesn't add up to much.
Doesn't always work.
Sometimes it doesn't work.
Yeah.
Because in the end, you get to the playoffs and what can happen is exactly what happened to the Dodgers. There's no guarantee once you get to
there it is.
There's the Dodgers magic dust.
I need a little of that.
Yeah, a little bit of that. We're expecting.
Good. What's old is new. Give me some of that dust.
Yeah, there we go. We're expecting to hear from Coach Sean McVay in just a couple
I'm
minutes.
like a little intense. I get nervous when
Why
I talk to Sean.
are you nervous talking to? You talk to people all the time.
I
Why are
know.
you nervous talking to Sean McVay?
I don't know. He just makes me nervous.
He's coming off a 55-14 win. He's going to be in his best mood
Even
of the
just
year.
you talking like that, it's like the cadence.
Did I take on?
You did a little.
His cadence.
He's coming off a 55-10 win, his best win of the year.
Now I'm talking like Sean.
Talking like Sean. I feel like there's like an intensity.
There is,
and I don't know if my intensity level is up there yet. I got to spend the commercial break getting up for it.
We'll talk about obviously this.
Give us some more of the dust.
This week's game against the Chargers. We'll talk about Christmas, what he got Veronica, all that kind of stuff.
Okay, all right.
We'll just BS a little bit.
All right.
Won't reference Soup, which has become tired and old, and Travis Rogers kind of destroyed Soup for all of us, right? With his interview of Coach Sean McVay earlier this year.
He really did.
He really did.
Travis and Sliwa Show. And Sean, obviously, there are game time decisions that need to be made, so maybe this is something that you have to do in the moment. But is it a red Manhattan clam chowder sort of day, or is it a creamy New England clam chowder sort of day?
I have no idea what that means.
I'm asking you about your soup commercials.
You know what? It's a Campbell's kind of day. That's what it is. No, not really.
You know what? I think Travis was nervous there too. Like it's like when you're nervous around somebody, you try too hard.
Well, yeah, no. Once you ask a question and the other person doesn't get it,
it's
there's
rough.
this weird awkwardness.
Oh, yeah.
that
Well, yeah, because you can't take it back, right? You're like, oh, crap.
Yeah.
And
and also, by the way, people are listening.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
I cringed when I was in my office and I heard him ask that question. I was like, oh my gosh, that was one of the dumbest questions I've ever heard asked to him on this station.
And that's saying something.
Yeah.
That's saying something. Is Lindsay there? Is Linz there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, hey.
I was trying to talk. I was trying to talk earlier, but I think that there's a lot going on during crosstalk.
Oh yeah,
I was talking a lot.
Yeah, Momo was unbelievable.
I gave a whole diatribe on
your WPM were great, Momo.
Yeah.
I spoke about the Italian transportation strike.
I know things I didn't expect to hear on the show today. The Italian transportation.
You know what a
system.
water tram is called? Evaporato.
Evaporato. Yeah, all this stuff I learned. You and hostels going hostel to hostel is I did that. That was so much fun,
right?
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, but I'm too old for that now.
Oh yeah, I'm not.
I'm not doing the
anymore.
shared sleeping thing.
No,
anymore.
cannot do it.
Bunk bed with 7 other people.
It was even sketchy then.
It was. I used to sleep with my passport on me.
Oh yeah, no, I never let my passport get away from me at all.
No, I slept with a fanny pack.
I got picked one time.
Really?
Yeah, I got picked one time in Milan.
Wow.
These 2 kids came up to me, and I had a leather jacket on, and I had my passport and everything, my wallet in the inside pocket of my jacket.
And they got it?
And these kids start waving a newspaper. My good American friend, would you like to buy a newspaper? There were 2 kids. There was a big one waving the newspaper. There was a small one whose job was to get into my pocket. And I didn't realize it until like an hour later that they had everything.
Your wallet?
Passport, wallet, ID, credit cards, everything. Stupid to carry that stuff in the first place.
Real stupid.
But secondly, here's the weird thing. So you've got to go to the American Embassy. And you've got to prove who you are because you've got no identity, right, to them.
And this is pre-cell phones. You can't just FaceTime with your mom.
Correct. So I had to get people I knew in the United States to call and vouch for me so that they would actually give me a temporary passport. But it was scary as hell.
Man.
It was scary.
Well, obviously you made it home because you're here now.
I'm here now, exactly.
It took a while.
Yeah, it took a while, but survived. All right, coming up next, we expect to hear from Coach Sean McVay. We've also got Wheel of Questions, got a bunch of stuff coming up. Oh, I've got a list of the most popular baby names of 2022.
Okay.
So we'll do those coming up, too. Mase in Ireland, everybody is in the house today. Lindsay's there, Boss Amanda's there, Jorge, Momo, 710 ESPN.
What is your 2023 New Year's resolution?
Well, I could lie and say that I want to do something like get more organized or get in shape, the classics. So I'll take a more reasonable approach to be maybe this much more patient.
It's the same as last year. I want to cut my weight from 205 to 190. That is the dream.
I think I want to be kinder, right? I feel like sports gets me so amped up.
To be able to wrangle the guys, I need to lose weight, man.
Whose year will it be in 2023?
This is a very simple question. Year of the Dodgers.
The year of the Trojans. That's right. The best quarterback in all of college football. The Heisman Trophy winner. The reigning Heisman Trophy winner, Caleb Williams. Think USC. National champions.
It is Shohei Ohtani's year. Either he gets traded or he signs a $500 million contract somewhere, hopefully with the Dodgers.
My year. Oh, you meant a team? Dodgers? Hopefully?
Whose year will it be in 2023? I don't know yet.
What is your hot take for 2023?
The Cavs are going to the NBA Finals.
UCLA football is going to the college football playoff next year behind Dante Moore. Let's go.
My 2023 hot take? Okay, you ready for this? The Lakers this year, forget about it. Next year, year 1 of the post-Brody contract, year 1, Lakers win it all. That's hot.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's Cap. I'm up here in Mammoth. It's cold. It's loud. But you know what's interesting is when you come up to a place like this, everybody's got a Subaru because active lifestyle. Everybody wants to be part of coming up to the mountains and having a great time. And that's what you see with Subaru drivers. And right now, between right this second and January 3rd, share the love, man. I'm telling you, you buy or lease a new Subaru between now and January 3rd, $250 gets donated in your name to organizations that need it the most this time of the year. So I don't have a lot of time, man. I got to get up on these slopes. Got to get out in this Subaru. Let's go.
Radio Mason in Ireland here each weekday 1 to 4 p.m. You know what it's time for?
What is this?
It's time for Wheel of Questions. Wheel of Questions is presented by our friends at Puente Hills Toyota. Got a car that's just sitting around not being used? Bring it to Puente Hills Toyota today for an instant cash offer. Puente Hills Toyota, the house of yes. Producer Jorge, are you ready with that wheel? Hit it!
All right, it is Momo's wheel today. Momo, what do you got?
Well, this is an interesting one.
Oh, interesting.
Right.
I have no idea what's on the wheel. Tell me.
When you hear an ice cream truck. Okay.
Yep.
I run out.
What is your reaction? Is it an odd when you're a kid and when you're an adult?
So I'll answer first. At the age of 57, don't really care. At the age of 7, it was like the greatest moment of the day. I mean, it was so exciting when you'd hear the music come in and it'd be like, "Oh, mom, the ice cream truck's here."
Yeah.
And we used to have one roll through the neighborhood, and I would always get the same thing. I'd get one of those, the cone with the gumball at the bottom where you
What
eat
kind
all
of
the
ice
way
cream
down.
is it?
I remember it as being orange, almost like orange ice cream, orange sherbety, kind of orange cream.
Yeah.
Like a creamsicle?
That flavor, creamsicle.
Yeah.
So good. And then
What if your mom wasn't there? Like, what would you stop the ice cream man and then like say, wait, I'm going to get my mom, or I'm going to...
I'd go ask Mrs. Reason, who was across the street, and always seemed to be home, and would always kick me a few bucks to go get. I didn't even take a few bucks. It's like years. Yeah. What about you? You saw the ice cream truck today, right?
Yeah, I was at the park with Daniel, and there was an ice cream truck that drove up to the park, and he wasn't playing his music, and it was kind of sitting there for a while, and I kept saying, "Daniel, do you want to go get some ice cream or something?" And there was like no reaction, and then as soon as the guy started to drive away, he goes, "I want some ice cream."
There you go.
So we had to run after the guy, and I was, wait, and then we ran after him, and the guy stopped and came back around, and then as soon as Daniel went and got his ice cream, the whole park came over.
The music is kind of like Pavlov's dog, right? You hear the music, you're like,
Like, I almost wanted some ice cream, and it was like, I don't want ice cream. I'm on a diet right now. I don't need it.
Sure.
But I heard the music, and I'm like, it just clicks in.
Boss Amanda, what about you?
So now at the age of 43, they creep me out.
Do they creep you out?
Yes, because just the way they look, I just feel like they're
Scary clown vibe?
Scary clown, stealing children kind of vibe. I'm fine with the ones where they're pushing them, right? Like you're in the park and they're pushing them, but the ones that are like a van or the old school truck kind of creeps me out a little bit.
Kind of weird for little kids to approach a van.
Yeah, nowadays, when we were younger, there was, that wasn't all there. But nowadays, it's kind of nope, I don't know.
Got to be careful.
Yeah.
Jorge, what about you? Does Maite go to the ice cream truck?
Yeah, I run for Maite. Let's go get ice cream. But we have a different... That's our kind of ice cream guy.
The horn.
Yeah, the horn.
Yeah.
I run around. And
what do you get?
I get whatever, usually the Mississippi mud, that ice cream, the ice cream sandwich.
Yeah. What about piragua?
What do you mean?
Piragua, frozen ice.
Oh, nah.
No.
So I used to always get that rainbow one, the big the popsicle that's kind of a like a rocket ship.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah. The bomb pop.
Yep.
Yeah, I loved bomb pops.
And then sometimes I would get Choco Tacos.
Yes,
those were so good.
Choco Tacos.
Where are those regularly? I feel like the ice cream truck has ice cream that you can't find other places.
That's true.
It is ice cream truck ice cream.
They stopped making.
I think Choco Taco, right, Linz?
Yeah. No, they brought it back. It was just a marketing thing.
Linz?
It's still there.
They got rid of them.
I thought they got rid of them this last year.
That was one of my stories in the Bobcat. They brought them back. It was just a marketing thing.
Oh, got it. So, Linz, what about you? Ice cream truck. You hear the music. What do you do?
I would run to my piggy bank to see if I had enough money, which was usually no. And I would try and get it out, and I was hurrying because I had this lion piggy bank, and it had a cork in the bottom, and I'd be shaking it to get the money out. And then I'd be like, "Oh, I don't have enough," and so then I'd have to go find my mom. But
at least that your mom was trying to teach you something about the value of money, right?
Yeah, she usually, I would say 1 out of, because there's 4 of us. I have 3 siblings, so usually I would say 1 out of 4 times she would let us get 1 out of 5 times.
There was always an issue though of timing. Could you find your mom in time to get the guy to stop?
The ice cream truck, yeah.
Because you hear him coming. You've got probably 45 seconds.
Yeah, that's it. And
Drop what you do. Go.
No, he's literally driving.
Driving by.
Yeah, driving by.
But when you have siblings, though, you can I could go be all right, you go stop him. I'll get my money. I'll get.
So
mine.
put the stall on. It's like the Four Corners offense back in the day. All right, let's do.
That's a good wheel of questions.
Okay, Sean McVay is going to join us here in 1 minute. Yeah, ice cream truck. Good question. Is he here? Coach Sean McVay, how are you, man?
Good. How you guys doing?
Excellent. I was at the game on Sunday. I was so excited. My in-laws were in town. They're Broncos fans, and it was a great day for all of us Rams fans. What went right more than anything on Sunday?
Well, I think really, you talk about a total complete team effort. Anytime that you're not forced to punt and you score on every possession offensively, you get 4 turnovers and 6 sacks defensively. That is a recipe for a winning day and a good Christmas day when you're playing in spite of a challenging season. So guys did a great job, and there was all hands on deck for sure.
So is it fair to say that a lot of guys that we saw on Sunday are kind of auditioning for next year and beyond with the Rams?
Yeah, I think that's safe to say. And then, not exclusively for the Rams, but also, if it means that they're free agents and they don't re-sign with the Rams for other teams. So got a lot of guys that are wired the right way. They're about that we, not me culture and mindset and mentality that we have. But also there's a lot of pride in making sure that within the framework of your role, you go out and put good tape out there. Not only for your team and your teammates, but for yourself and what that means for your ability to be able to take care of your family in the future.
How have you had to adjust the way that you coach this team after all the injuries and the losses and the way things have gone this year?
Yeah, I think, just being able – the first thing is knowing who you're going to have, who's playing, do they have a history with us or are they brand new because of the amount of injuries that we've, had occur this season. So it's really just kind of being able to figure out, which guys are you using and then how can you get to know them and maximize their skill sets based on whatever position that they're playing. And, I think you want to just be consistent in your rhythm and routine and your process about, focusing on improving every single day and playing to the best of your ability and let the results take care of themselves.
So you won that game on Sunday. Then I assume you go home for Christmas. What was your Christmas night like?
Yeah, I had my parents were in town, and my uncle and my cousin works for the Rams, and then one of my other cousins and her fiance. So we got a chance to go back to the house, relax a little bit, and have some good food, and have a couple Sprites.
Nice. What was Christmas dinner for you guys?
Christmas dinner was a lot of different things, but mashed potatoes, some mac and cheese. We had some good sirloin and brisket, and it was a really good meal. A lot of different good things that Veronica, my wife, had made.
So Veronica made most of the stuff?
Oh yeah, she's a great cook. She is a woman of many talents.
That's great. That is great. And now getting ready for Sunday, the Chargers. Chargers have clinched a playoff spot. Tell me what you see from them.
It's a great team. They're really well coached. They've got excellent personnel. They're really tough to deal with schematically in all 3 phases. And, you see a team that looks like they're playing their best ball at the most important time of the season, and that's as you gear into the playoffs. And they got 2 left, and they got a lot of good momentum, and so it's a great challenge for us.
Hey, what have you seen from Cam Akers since he's kind of been back and looking like Cam Akers again? What's the biggest change in him?
I think it's just that, Ramona. Just playing like he's capable of, and in a lot of instances, it's about the opportunities. So much of the run game is predicated on, the other 10 guys doing their job, and then you being able to make sure that you're pressing wherever the point of attack is and reading it out one gap at a time and then being able to create on your own. And I thought there was a lot of good examples both in the pass game and in the run game where he was able to get to the second and third level and work edges on people, did a good job in protection playing without the ball. And, I've been really pleased with Cam. I think he's, had a really good last few weeks, and we'll want to see him continue to build on that momentum that has been vital for some of the things that have gone right offensively.
So this is a tough question. Non-football resolution for 2023. Does anything pop into your head when I say that?
No.
Nothing.
I think the goal is always get get in better shape, eat better, take better care of yourself, and get better rest. But a lot of those goals, continue to improve yourself, and whether you look at that as resulting in football, different things like that. I'll tell you a good one. Let's continue to be a better husband this next half of the year.
All right.
To my amazing wife as we celebrate our first anniversary in June. There's no chance she's listening to this, so I won't get any love for this anyways.
But I can hold you accountable. So I'm a wife, so I can give you the rundown. If you make that announcement, it doesn't take much, right? When you want to be a better husband, it doesn't take much. Like some flowers every once in a while is like, that's all we need, right? Just a text here or there. How are you doing? Oh, thanks for that. Yep.
I love it. It's the little things that bring people joy. I will take a note of that.
Hey, last question for you. Football now, because Mase, you're the softy with all the sentimental questions.
Oh, I'm just thinking off the top of my head here.
When you brought Baker Mayfield in, he had to obviously just go out and play, right? Pick up whatever he could pick up, go out and play. You simplified things for him. How much has he been able to learn, and how much have you been able to see his just knowledge base growing from week to week?
Yeah, I think that was on display on Sunday, but it's been really impressive. You still want to be mindful, and it's not exclusive to Baker, but there's a lot of different guys that are playing right now that don't necessarily have a background in what we're doing, and so you try to be pretty specific with regards to the game plan that you install in bite-sized increments throughout the course of the week. But his recall, his overall intelligence, his football acumen is incredibly impressive. How quickly, I think as important as anything is how quickly he's, become, a part of this team. And really he's got an infectious personality where there's a swagger, there's a charisma and confidence that I think, rubs off on guys in the right way. And, he's impressed in a lot of different ways, but he's a very smart player. And then obviously he's very talented as well with the different things that you can do with him.
Have you guys had some good talks, you and Baker? If you guys got to bond, I know you and Matt obviously had a lot of conversations when you signed him as a free agent or you traded for him.
Yeah, we have. I think it's been a little bit of a whirlwind, but, there's an immediate I can remember even when I met him going out to the Combine a handful of years ago, there's a rapport, and there's obviously a consistent thing that we both love, and that's football. But he's got a great way about himself. I think he's immediately kind of just immersed himself in the culture, and we've had great dialogue. It's a very comfortable relationship, and I think that's a consistent theme with him across the board, whether that be with coaches or his teammates.
Coach, listen, today I put out on Twitter what is the highlight and the low light of 2022, and the highlight is unanimously, and it happened this year, was the Super Bowl in February, world champions. We appreciate you and the Rams giving us that big highlight for 2022.
Hey, I appreciate that. If the low light has anything to do with the Rams, keep it to yourself.
Yes.
Oh, no, he nailed the Dodgers on that one. Don't worry,
we stuck that on the Dodgers. Hey, Coach, Happy New Year, man, and we'll talk to you next week.
All right, sounds good.
There's Coach Sean McVay from the Rams. Now, why all nervous?
I didn't. I got over it.
You did.
That's what I do. I get nervous around certain people, and then I just center myself, and I decide, I'm not going to be nervous now. I'm just going to jump right in.
You did, and you killed it.
I think I actually had another follow-up, but then you had to go ask him about the highlight and the low light, and he had to rap and all that.
Well, I was going to say, you could have jumped in.
I mean, I was going to.
Sprinkle some magic dust.
I know, it might have been the dust.
It's Momo dust.
Well, I'm very interested in how he's bonded with Baker because, to me, he saw something in Baker, especially after Baker's got a bad reputation elsewhere. He's been humbled. People don't always react well to being humbled in their career. Sometimes they just get angry. Sometimes they're in denial. It takes the right person to see something in you, and then it takes some self-awareness on your own side to be able to handle that. And I think this has been an interesting way to end the season for the Rams, to see the Baker Mayfield Reclamation Project.
You know what I wonder about when I was at the game on Sunday, and I'm looking at McVay on the sidelines, and I'm thinking, God, what it must feel like to coach, especially after last year, to coach a team that's not winning. To coach guys up and to bring that same intensity every week to his players and guys that frankly were from the practice squad.
I liked what he said about your first question there, where he said, you got to coach guys up and find a way to connect with them. It was kind of a combination of our two questions. Right. But he said, get some good tape on yourself, whether that's for us or for your career going forward.
Yep.
Like this recognition that everybody's in this to keep it going, to stay in the game. Right now, you're either auditioning for a spot with the Rams next year or another team, but get some good tape.
Yeah.
And that's like very real. And then when a coach gets that, and if I was on a team that was not going to the playoffs And every week you're out there playing. You're not really necessarily playing for anything in particular other than just your pride and passion and professionalism. I would appreciate a coach who has that recognition.
In my head, every time I talk to him, I'm thinking to myself, don't go to Amazon. Don't go to Amazon. Don't go to Amazon.
Yeah, I get it.
I'd hate to lose Coach. There's no indication that he's leaving. But
I didn't get that vibe from him.
No.
I don't think he would leave on a year like this.
Yeah, I agree. All right, tell you what, coming up, we got Bobcat in a couple of minutes. I got the baby names bit.
Hey,
most popular baby names of 2020.
I might have an idea. Even without even looking.
You want to try to guess?
I'm going to try to guess because I feel like I got my pulse on the baby name thing because I see I'm in the preschool and and all
right. Okay, good.
Okay.
Good. We'll find out.
All right. Hey, this past season,
What is your 2023 New Year's resolution?
Well, I could lie and say that I want to do something like get more organized or get in shape, the classics. So I'll take a more reasonable approach to be maybe this much more patient.
It's the same as last year. I want to cut my weight from 205 to 190. That is the dream.
I think I want to be kinder, right? I feel like sports gets me so amped up.
To be able to wrangle the guys, I need to lose weight, man.
Whose year will it be in 2023?
This is a very simple question. Year of the Dodgers.
The year of the Trojans. That's right. The best quarterback in all of college football. The Heisman Trophy winner. The reigning Heisman Trophy winner, Caleb Williams. Think USC. National champions.
It is Shohei Ohtani's year. Either he gets traded or he signs a $500 million contract somewhere, hopefully with the Dodgers.
My year. Oh, you meant a team? Dodgers? Hopefully?
Whose year will it be in 2023? I don't know yet.
What is your hot take for 2023?
The Cavs are going to the NBA Finals.
UCLA football is going to the college football playoff next year behind Dante Moore. Let's go.
My 2023 hot take? Okay, you ready for this? The Lakers this year, forget about it. Next year, year one of the post-Brody contract, year one, Lakers win it all. That's hot.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's Cap. I'm up here in Mammoth. It's cold. It's loud. But you know what's interesting is when you come up to a place like this, everybody's got a Subaru because active lifestyle. Everybody wants to be part of coming up to the mountains and having a great time. And that's what you see with Subaru drivers. And right now, between right this second and January 3rd, share the love, man. I'm telling you, you buy or lease a new Subaru between now and January 3rd, $250 gets donated in your name to organizations that need it the most this time of the year. So I don't have a lot of time, man. I got to get up on these slopes. Got to get out in this Subaru. Let's go.
Now on 710 ESPN.
Momo is reading me an article.
It's just a tweet.
Yeah, just a tweet. It was good. It was good.
I like Jordan Rodriguez. She does a good job covering that.
She does. She
covering
really
the
does.
Rams.
So, top baby names of 2022. Now, you had a baby.
I had a baby. I don't think mine's the top. It's probably on the list, but it's not top 10.
Right. Your baby's name is Jacob.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jacob's not on the list, right?
Named after Jacob and Ronnie, right?
No.
I told him yesterday that my dog Ron is named after Jacob and Ronnie. Ronnie.
So good.
Yeah.
So good. Do you know how many people really do think it's Jacob and Ronnie?
Jacob
all the
and
time.
Ronnie.
Yeah.
Did you see there were tons of tweets the other day where people were like, I always thought it was Jacob and Ronnie.
Yeah.
And Ronnie.
Yeah.
He said he's gotten calls where he answers the phone and they say, I'd rather talk to Ronnie. There's no Ronnie. There's no Ronnie.
So good.
So, top baby names of 2022, Momo. Jacob, I don't have a complete list.
Okay.
I have like the top 5 and then the quick risers. What do you
want to go boys first?
Yeah, go boys first.
I feel like Jack's definitely on the list.
Jack is not on the list.
Really? I know a lot of Jacks
I've
now.
just got the top 5. The top 5. So
Milo?
Not Milo.
Okay.
Milo's a dog's name.
What's another one that I hear a lot? Jaden?
No Jaden.
Really?
Yeah. No, here are the top 5 for boys.
Wes, Mateo. Mateo's on the list.
Mateo's number 5.
Yeah, Mateo.
Yes.
I got one.
Mateo's a very popular name now.
Now, are they like weird names or are they common names like Ryan, Matthew?
They're normal-ish,
Brian.
but you would say they're newish.
Jason with a Y.
Jason with a Y,
Yeah.
not there, but it's an interesting guess. Number 1 is Liam.
Liam. Everybody's got a Liam.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Number 2 is Noah.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of Noahs.
Number 3 is Oliver.
Yeah, there's a lot of Ollies. Yeah.
Number 4 is Elijah.
Elijah, yeah.
And number 5 is Mateo. Those are the top ones for boys.
So a lot of what's come back, and I could tell where they come from, is some of the a couple years ago the British Royals. Mm-hmm. So there was a lot of Henrys and Archies and some of the British royalty, and I think that's kind of I named both my kids after I like Old Testament names.
Yes,
Daniel and Jacob.
Job.
I didn't go Job, but it seems like my generation.
Job had very bad luck, by the way.
I wouldn't go Job.
I don't want to spoil.
I wouldn't put that. Yeah.
I don't want to spoil the book, but Job had a rough time.
It's not a good one.
Yeah.
To name somebody. But it seems like the classics are coming back, but in a new way. So Elijah is a pretty classic name.
Yeah, it is.
But it's biblical also name. Elijah, Noah. Those are both biblical names.
A lot of biblical names are coming back.
Yeah. All right, here's for girls. Number 1, Olivia.
Olivia. Oh, yeah, so many Olivias.
Number 2, Emma.
Emma. Yeah, see the old names?
Number 3, Amelia.
Amelia. Yep.
Number 4, Ava.
Ava.
And number 5 is Sophia.
Sophia. See, listen to these. These are
they
old
are
names.
Old school names that are coming back and sound cool and hip.
They sound cool, yeah.
Here are the biggest risers. I've got a nephew named Miles. Miles,
yeah, that's a big one.
River was up 31 places.
I've heard of those. Yeah,
Legend.
Legend, like John Legend. Yeah.
But as a first name.
Yeah.
See, I wouldn't want to name a kid Legend because it's too much to live up to.
It really
I agree with that.
Yeah.
That's rough.
Well, yeah. What if he's like a dorky little, know, small kid, and his name is Legend?
So River, I've heard is both a girl and a boy.
Yeah,
yes.
There's also a lot of Jordans out there right now, both boy and girl. Kaya is another one. There's a lot of Maya.
Atlas is up 23 points.
But that's another one. What if your kid ends up being this scrawny little weakling?
Yeah, you're right.
You also
he's got a name Atlas,
and
he's like this gangly little kid.
Like if you want to go with a weird name, you got to be able to have an abbreviated version of it. So there was this. I never really. I try not to laugh when I hear weird names.
Okay.
But we took Daniel to the Y once, and there was this kid in his class, and his name was Maverick. And it just sounded so ridiculous to be calling this 1-year-old.
That's actually more common than you think.
It's really
Mav.
common.
Mav is a good name.
But you can call him Mav.
Yeah.
But the mom was like, Maverick, come back over here.
Yeah, it's not a pronounce the full name kind of name.
When you pick out names, you got to think about how it's going to sound when you yell it across the room at the Y. Or at
when
the
teacher
preschool
calls out the names for attendance.
Yeah. Atlas.
Atlas has got to be strong or else.
Yeah.
Doesn't Atlas have to hold up the entire world?
Really does.
Yeah,
it's a big burden.
Rough gig.
It's who's the Luisa in Bruno?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, Luisa.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Coming up next for you, Bobcat. I almost said Bergman. Lindsay in for Bergman is going to throw a bunch of stuff at us. Don't forget, next year, starting on Tuesday, biggest year in the history of 710 ESPN. This is a proven fact. If you take all of our YouTube subscriptions, all of our Instagram, all of our Twitter, all of our Twitch, everything.
Everything you could be on.
The most
TikTok.
followed sports radio station in America.
What?
And that's because of our great social media team. Who do I see over there? I see DeAndre. Parker was here earlier.
Cody
was here.
Josh. Carlo.
Josh was here. Carlo. Everybody does a great job. So looking forward to a great 2023. It's my lucky year. 23 is my lucky number.
I like how you just say that. Like you just see credit. You're just like, this is what's going to be.
This is it.
Speak it into existence.
Lucky year. Mason and Ireland's Momo in for John 710.
CAM 1110 Pasadena, Los Angeles.
710 ESPN.
A good karma brands radio station.
Bobcat. It's time for Corporate Greg's Bobcat segment. But first, have you followed Corporate Greg at his new Instagram?
Corporate Greg.
That's right. The other one got hacked. So the new one is corporate_Greg. Follow now, follow often.
Corporate Greg.
But now it is time for that Bobcat.
Bobcat.
It's time for Bobcat.
Bobcat.
Bobcat time. Take it away, Corporate Greg.
Corporate Greg.
How many times do you think he says Bobcat in that little intro? There?
Bobcat time.
By the way, we're going to need a new name because it's now what's up, fool.
So who's that saying that?
That's Maite.
That's Maite saying that.
I love it.
That's Jorge's daughter.
I didn't realize that. That's great.
What's up, fool?
Oh my god.
That's awesome.
What's the other one that she said? Oh, the vote for Jorge. That was a good one.
Yeah, vote for Jorge.
I think that's one of my all times.
Yeah.
Vote for Jorge? Yeah, that was good.
By the way, you can follow me at Lindsay Baseball on Twitter and Instagram, and not Corporate Greg because he's off this week.
Yeah,
that's right. He's off
he's
this
not
week.
posting a whole lot.
Well-deserved day off or week off.
Good for him. All right, so guys, Shaq has until his 51st birthday, which is coming up in March, to lose about 20 pounds. He recently told Entertainment Tonight that he's already lost 40, but he's got 20 more to reach his goal, and then he can, quote, do an underwear ad with his sons. Now, I know that he was joking about that, at least I think he was joking, but would you guys ever do an underwear ad?
Well,
I've heard you do an underwear ad.
I would say no. I mean, if I was underwear ad worthy, I would do it. If I could show off, I would do it. If I was like LZ Granderson,
you mean it like a photo ad, or do you mean on the radio?
Yeah, totally, like photo or TV.
Mason, you would absolutely do that.
Oh,
You've never backed away from any kind of a dare, no matter how stupid it makes
but
you look.
not in
or any kind of cash, right, Momo?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'll take the cash. If
I mean, $20 you would do it.
Sure,
I know. Pay you for it.
Dude, you'd probably do it right now.
Yeah, they probably pay decent for those commercials.
My goal is to be able to look underwear ad ready by the end of 2023. That's a good goal. And good for Shaq, by the way. 40 pounds is a significant amount of weight. Momo?
I think I would say no.
No?
I would do it on the radio, but not in person or not like pictures, because what I have found out is that pictures live forever on the internet.
That is true.
And I have two boys who are young. But when they get like 10 more years older, they don't want those pictures out there. I don't think they want and I don't want those pictures out there.
Right. Yeah, but I mean they're tasteful. We don't
I'm not looking super hot right now.
Yeah, no.
Just had a kiddo,
I'm not either. I've been eating my food for a week now.
Yeah, I mean,
Jorge, what about you?
What about me?
Underwear ad?
Nah, I don't think so.
No.
Nah.
Boss Amanda?
No.
I mean, if I was paid to do it, I'd do it.
How much?
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, like, if I was paid what, like, a normal person would be paid for, like, modeling for a
$2,000
underwear ad.
Yes?
I think 2,000 is a little low.
2,000 for an Instagram ad.
Yeah,
it's got to be like $5,000. But you guys, like Mase and Jorge, you guys probably don't know that. Like nowadays, like a lot of the places that a lot of women buy like underwear and stuff like that from, they try to be very like size inclusive now.
Yeah, they do.
So they have everybody that's all like different shapes and sizes
so
and skin colors.
With my dad bod.
Yeah, 100%.
Dad bods are in, Jorge.
Body positive.
Yeah.
Look at like American Eagle and stuff like that. They do a great job of representing like everybody, because normally you're like, oh, I could never wear that. That doesn't fit me. So like anyone could be an underwear model.
I'll do it with a Modelo in my hand. Yeah.
But Ramona, I get what you're saying, and I agree with that.
Yeah.
With having two boys that later on you don't want that out there.
Yeah, I mean you don't want stuff out there.
Just think about how embarrassing teenagers find their parents.
I honestly don't think I farted in 2 months.
Definitely don't want that drop in circulation. Once the kids are old enough to know.
I heard what's up, fool.
What's up, fool?
All right, so one of the latest viral trends on TikTok sees Zoomers tricking Boomers into thinking that their favorite celebrities have died and then posting the comical reactions online. So a perfect example.
Horrible.
Yeah. So there's kind of the funny videos though, because
I know, but that's horrible. Bad karma.
Well, let's
horrible.
Pox on your house.
Let's
okay.
listen to the whole thing.
Let's go.
But the video, there's this video that went viral. It's got like 17 million views already, and it's a compilation of all these celebrity death pranks of these old people, and it's like their grandkids or their kids tricking them into thinking so and so has died, and them just being like, "What? oh my God, are you serious? They had people like Cher, Howard Stern, Oprah, a big favorite of Momo, and Bon Jovi have all been subjects to this prank. So have you guys ever been duped into thinking that a celebrity was dead and like went with it?
Then went with it.
In any way, shape, or form, even like told your family or friends.
Okay, so years ago, when Bob Hope was alive, there was a moment where Bob Hope was reported as dead, and they were giving speeches at Congress saying, saluting Bob Hope, and Bob Hope had to call and say, "Hey, I'm still alive. I'm still here." So we all thought at one point Bob Hope had died, but he was still fine.
Yeah.
By the way, this seems like a cruel prank.
This is awful. If my kid did this, I would take away their TikTok forever.
You have to watch the videos. It's funny.
Just because it's funny doesn't mean it's right.
So is Gen Z now? Gen Z is now known as Zoomers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's what they call them.
I like that.
That makes sense.
I'm here to give boomers a good name. People do not.
Yeah.
People are bagging on boomers all the time.
I like boomers.
It's okay to be a boomer.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, boomer.
Mostly okay. Sometimes. Mostly okay. Yeah.
I mean, some boomers sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's up, fool?
You're definitely not the greatest generation. Right? The greatest generation is your parents' generation.
Correct. That is correct. I'm Gen X, which is the forgotten generation. Yeah.
No, I think I'm the forgotten one. I'm the one in between.
That's
Gen X. Oh, I think I'm the tail end of Gen X.
So almost,
I'm 79.
Almost millennial, but not quite.
Right. So there's like this somewhere between 75. People were born between 75 and like 82, which is millennial.
Yep.
They're sort of like
and
a
you
7
were born
year
in
79.
Is Gen X like the U2 generation?
What are we? Yeah, I would. Did you say U2 the band?
Yeah.
Yes, I would say yes. I mean, I've seen U2 in concert 4 times, so yes.
I feel like yes. Everyone in that era loves U2 for some reason.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
What's up, fool?
All right, so we're talking about highlights and lowlights.
Yes.
What is your sports hot take for 2023? I say LAFC goes back to back. What do you guys say?
Nice. Okay, I will say, despite how it looks right now, Rams back in the playoffs next year, led by Matthew Stafford.
Okay.
Momo?
You mean it has to be a positive thing?
It
or
doesn't
a
matter.
happy
Just
thing?
whatever your hot take is for 2023.
I think the Dodgers are going to win this year.
All right.
I don't think it's a big fall off year. I think that they just needed some new blood. It was a little stale.
They got younger. They got
more
more
I like the young,
energy.
scrappy guys.
Yeah. Okay.
Scorching hot, Momo.
I'm not a hot take person. I mean, I could say something provocative. But I don't.
It's
really,
a talk radio show. I mean,
but it's like just like off the top of my head. Look, Raiders bench Derek Carr for the final 2 games. My hot take is that Tom Brady will be the quarterback of the Raiders next year.
There you go.
There's a hot take. Thank you, Momo.
How about you, Lindsay?
I like that one.
How about you, Lindsay?
Mine is that the Cleveland Cavaliers are going to the NBA Finals.
You know what? The Cavs aren't bad.
They're not bad.
What do you mean not bad? They're really good.
No, I mean, they're not bad. I like Evan Mobley a lot. I like Darius Garland. He had a huge night the other night. No, the Cavs are a good, solid sleeper in the East. I don't think that's that hot a take.
Yep.
That's like medium hot take.
Yeah, they're not even sleepers. They're like, they're contenders. They're legit.
They are. I agree with you.
What's up, fool?
All right, last one here. So I am very sorry to tell you guys this, but Pete Davidson and Emily Ratajkowski, the comedian and the model, they're apparently over.
Oh,
wow.
Yeah, so RIP to their relationship. That's according to Page 6.
Did he have Ratajkowski tattooed on him somewhere? Because normally he does that almost right away.
Reportedly, he's already done that and had it covered up. So, Yeah. They're now in like the friend zone with each other. So, can you guys give me a prediction on who Pete Davidson is going to date next?
Ooh.
Let's see. Well, he's crossed. I mean, Kate Bosworth, Kim Kardashian, Emily Ratajkowski.
I gotta think this through.
What? Any ideas for him? Who's next?
Nah.
Who's next?
How about T Swift?
Oh, that'd be a good
No,
one.
she's too classy for him.
She'd never go for him.
How about Gisele Bündchen?
That's what I said.
Oh wow, that would be scandalous.
That would kind of
Think
break.
about
that.
Oh, that would be like
Yes,
That
I
would be
like
a
that.
Good one, Pete. Say hello to Giselle.
Oh man, Tom would be so ticked.
He would be so ticked
That's
off.
the perfect revenge boyfriend.
Yeah, that is awesome.
He's kind of like the revenge boyfriend,
He totally is.
right?
Yeah.
Like when you leave a marriage or you leave a bad
Yeah, and he's the guy that
relationship-
you like, the rebound guy
Yeah.
that you just go hang out with and have some fun for a few months.
By the way, do you think do you get it?
No.
With Pete
He's
Davidson?
totally not attractive. He looks like a rat.
Yeah.
He's not attractive at all.
I was going to say fish.
Oh, well, I mean, he just looks like some kind of a creature.
Ratfish.
Yeah.
A ratfish. There we go.
I believe that's the worst thing that's ever been said about Pete Davidson.
He
you look
seems
like
very
a ratfish.
funny.
I mean,
smart.
I don't know about smart.
A lot of tattoos.
Sense of humor gets you a long
sense
way.
of humor.
It only gets you so far.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Spoken like someone who's dated somebody funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? I get the appeal. I understand why women dig him.
Bad boy.
Bad
broken,
boy. Little broken. You remember that moment in White Lotus? Have you watched White Lotus?
Oh, yeah.
Where the kid Albie says, "I'm drawn to broken birds."
Yeah.
I think there's a little bit of that.
Yeah, he's
with
got
him.
a little broken
He's kind
bird,
of a broken bird.
Yeah.
I think that's a facade. I feel like he's very confident, and that's a big part of it. It's like people want to be around him because he just everyone says he's funny, he's great, he makes women feel great, he's super close with his mom, and I feel like his confidence is like a big part of it.
Yeah, confidence isn't a
appeal.
You know.
All right, there you go. There's your What's Up Fool for today.
What's up, fool?
Are we gonna have all new imaging and stuff for What's Up Fool next?
We better.
Like shrugging a shoulder.
Morales, if you're listening, you better get on it.
I'm not the imaging person, Mase.
Yeah. Well, but I mean, somebody's got to. Well, Morales he's listening all the time.
Just have Mike to do all of it.
He should be.
Coming up next is What's Up, Fool?
Gotta get her a SAG card, man.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to start paying her.
Yeah.
For real.
So I put together, while we're at it, I put together my highlights and lowlights for 2022.
Did you do some work?
I did. And
Did you do this after you were baked the other night?
No, I did this moments ago.
Oh, got it.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I would have liked what you put together last night. Maybe even better.
Would have been better. But I've got the highlights and lowlights, at least according to me, coming up next. Mase in Ireland. Momo's in for John. We are going to do Game of Games today, by the way. It is a salute to 2022. It's a game of 2022 Jeopardy. Everything on the list is going to have something to do with one of the things that we spent a lot of time talking about during this year.
I love it.
Mase in Ireland, 710 ESPN.
What is your 2023 New Year's resolution?
Well, I could lie and say that I want to do something like get more organized or get in shape, the classics. So I'll take a more reasonable approach to be maybe this much more patient.
It's the same as last year. I want to cut my weight from 205 to 190. That is the dream.
I think I want to be kinder, right? I feel like sports gets me so amped up.
To be able to wrangle the guys, nah, I need to lose weight, man.
Whose year will it be in 2023?
This is a very simple question. Year of the Dodgers.
The year of the Trojans. That's right. The best quarterback in all of college football. The Heisman Trophy winner, the reigning Heisman Trophy winner, Caleb Williams. Think USC, national champions.
It is Shohei Ohtani's year. Either he gets traded or he signs a $500 million contract somewhere, hopefully with the Dodgers.
My year. Oh, you meant a team? Dodgers? Hopefully?
Whose year will it be in 2023? I don't know yet.
What is your hot take for 2023?
The Cavs are going to the NBA Finals.
UCLA football is going to the college football playoff next year behind Dante Moore. Let's go.
My 2023 hot take? Okay, you ready for this? The Lakers this year, forget about it. Next year, year one of the post-Brody contract, year one, Lakers win it all. That's hot.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's Cap. I'm up here in Mammoth. It's cold. It's loud. But you know what's interesting is when you come up to a place like this, everybody's got a Subaru because active lifestyle. Everybody wants to be part of coming up to the mountains and having a great time. And that's what you see with Subaru drivers. And right now, between right this second and January 3rd, share the love, man. I'm telling you, you buy or lease a new Subaru between now and January 3rd, $250 gets donated in your name to organizations that need it the most this time of the year. So I don't have a lot of time, man. I got to get up on these slopes. Got to get out in this Subaru. Let's go.
Hey, Laker fans, John Ireland here. Have you downloaded the new ESPN LA app? You got to get this thing. It's great. You can get Travis and Sliwa, Mason and Ireland, Sedano and Cap, and all of our Lakers talk with Slee right in the palm of your hand.
You're just one tap away from everything Lakers. You could even win Lakers tickets.
React to the Lakers on ESPN LA app.
Download the new ESPN LA app in the App Store or on...
In the house, and I think it's going to be a live imaging Tuesday. Chris Morales is going to be back. It's going to be our biggest year ever in the history of the station. Mandy's too. We're going to do another softball game, something undisclosed in March that's going to be a really big deal. All kinds of stuff. Plus, we'll be all over everything for you, Lakers and Dodgers and Rams and everybody. So I put together, it's the end of 2022, so I put together, Momo, my list of the top 3 highlights and the top 3 lowlights of 2022.
In sports or just in your life?
In sports.
Got it.
In sports. So, number 1, Rams winning the Super Bowl.
Definitely.
To me, that's totally obvious. It was one of the great, it was a life highlight for me to be there and to have been on that ride was crazy. Number 2, LAFC wins the MLS Cup. It was dramatic. It went to PKs. I was there. It made a difference. And number 3, and I was here too, in fact, Linz was with me, was the Trojans beating the Bruins at the Rose Bowl. And the regular season game was a great game. It was really entertaining. Linz, that was a fun night, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was really fun. Especially Slee. He was the life of the party.
Slee was so entertaining that night. He was really getting down. Yeah. He was on his game, okay, top 3 lowlights of 2022. Number 1, the passing of Vince Scully.
Oh, yeah.
That's got to be everybody's number 1 for real.
Yeah.
Yeah. Number 2, Dodgers losing to the Padres.
It's pretty bad.
Number 3, I thought we were going to the national championship game.
Oh, yeah.
Trojans losing to the Utah Utes in the Pac-12 championship game. Bummer.
So you don't have Lakers fail to make the playoffs on the list?
No, because I didn't expect the Lakers to make the playoffs.
Okay.
Yeah, did you?
I did last year.
That old idea of as long as you've got LeBron and Anthony Davis, you've got a puncher's chance.
I thought the whole year that they were going to get into the play-in tournament. They really just faded and faded and faded. They just kept getting worse and worse and worse.
Have you got any update on what's going on with AD? Nothing?
No, I think he's going to be evaluated when they get back, right? When they're playing in Miami, they're on the road. I don't think there would be an update while they're on the road. Usually you go see a bunch of specialists and see how things are doing, and then you come back home and see all the specialists
So as
again.
far as we know, it's still at least a month.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Somebody just tweeted, I get this question all the time. Mason, I'm curious why you're a Trojan fan. I thought you went in the Midwest. I wish Ireland would support his alma mater as much as you support the Trojans. So here is my Trojan cred. 10 years I did the network pregame show for USC. Worked with Pete Arbogast and Jordan Moore and John Jackson and all those guys. Number 2, my movie theaters were at USC for 30 years.
Oh.
So they were both paid me to do pregame, and I paid them back in rent for the theaters because they owned the property that the theaters were at.
Cool.
So that's my that's why
I like
love
that you
USC
had like
so
a
much.
whole other life as like a movie theater owner.
It is, it seems like a million miles away now, but we closed.
I went to your theater in Palm Desert.
Yeah, we sold the theaters in 2016. And we had such a good time running those theaters. It was a blast. It was a blast. I
like when
days.
people have like a whole other life that you don't know about.
Like Scott Kaplan.
What's his other life?
He's got some app that he's got that's being investigated by tech guys to try to.
Cool.
Doesn't he have like his app? There are these tech guys, Silicon Valley people.
Cited.
Who are like,
his Cited app.
I want your app. Yeah, it's called Cited. You don't know about this?
Is it like fan-sided?
No, it's like it's if you go to the App Store, it's called Cited, and it's a debate app. And Cappy's going to sell it to Silicon Valley and run with it like crazy.
Cool.
Yeah. By the way, one of the highlights of 2022 was I actually have on the list Kaplan winning Host of the Year. I thought was fun.
Okay. You just want credit
Look
for
at
being.
Bob
I was going to say, okay, liar.
I am being magnanimous.
Yeah,
No, if it was anybody else, I'd be pissed off. But Cappy, I don't mind.
Yeah,
Cappy,
but trust me, when I opened that envelope,
yes,
the only thing I could think of was you.
Well, the thing about it was Carlo shined me on. Carlo from our social media team, because he put on this little mic on me to capture the moment.
Come
So I'm
on.
like,
Yeah, because everybody thought Mase was going to win.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I must be winning this thing. Otherwise, why would they mic me? And so I mic'd, and I'm like ready. I'm thinking, what am I going to say? What am I going to say?
Yeah.
And instead, I ended up doing the award show, Frozen
Oh,
Smile
man, you're like Susan
thing.
Lucci.
Yeah, I did. But I didn't mind losing. To Cappy, I don't mind losing.
Oh, I think you mind.
Now, you wouldn't have liked losing to Sedano.
Oh, yeah.
That would have pissed me off.
Yeah,
losing to Sedano.
100%. You would
have
still be
royally
talking
ticked
about
me
it.
off. All right, so I wanted to do this. Joe Buck and Troy Aikman were on with Scott Van Pelt the other night. Did you see this?
I did not.
Okay, so they've got them in a stand-up. It's after the Monday Night
It's
Football
not a
game.
great game. Yeah.
Not a great game, but afterwards, Scott Van Pelt's going to talk to
I always
Joe
do. Yep.
and
I usually
Troy.
watch. I watched a tiny bit of the game for 10 minutes.
So here's the way the interview went. Van Pelt asked Joe Buck the first question.
Okay.
Then he asked Troy Aikman 3 consecutive questions. And here's what happened after that.
Forward to chatting with you after we celebrate this new year and enjoy that game next week, guys.
That's it. I get one question. That's all.
Yeah, you know, I decided tonight, Joe, that I wanted to talk to Troy more than you.
I know, but I have to awkwardly stand here while he answers
All right,
questions.
you want me to block him out here? Ask me another one. Come on.
Yeah, but it was warmer tonight. It was warmer tonight, wasn't it? Huh?
Good for him calling him out. It was very fun.
Great. That's great. I think it's
Joe,
good TV, too.
What do I get? One question? That's it? I'm doing this stand-up for you? I get one question?
That's amazing.
Yeah, that was great.
That's great television. I love it.
We were...
oh, gosh, behind the scenes. I just love the politics of that, too.
Well, and in knowing Scott and working with him for many years, I'm sure he felt so horrible afterwards that he apologized.
But he turned it into a totally
No,
fine bit.
I know,
and Joe
but
wasn't being serious about it. Joe was
Maybe
just
a
like
little
kind of
bit.
Joe. No, I don't think Joe was serious about it at all.
I don't know. His tone, there was a little bit in his tone.
There's
Yeah.
always a little bit of seriousness. Always. Even when you're joking, there's a little bit of seriousness to it.
Yeah,
This has happened to all
Has
of
this
us.
happened to you?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
So, like, I'll be post game after NBA playoff games. There's a sort of layup line that happens.
Right.
So SportsCenter's live, and Van Pelt's show is on first right after the games. It's usually playoff games.
Okay.
And then it's Stan and Neil from LA.
Yeah, right.
And so they'll kind of the producers just have their favorites, or it's either Scott's favorite or your favorite or whatever it is. And if you're not one of the people they want to have on, you'll just be like standing there, and they'll do 3 hits with like let's just pick somebody, Doris Burke or something.
Yeah,
okay?
right.
We've got to get Doris on, okay? And you're standing there, and you're like, if you don't need me, it's okay. But can I just not stand here like a grinning idiot the whole time?
Right.
Like, it's really embarrassing, you know?
Yeah.
Like you're just standing there waiting for them to maybe ask you something.
You know, I just thought of something.
It's kind of uncomfortable.
So Doris Burke is in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Do you think someday you might be in the Hall of Fame?
We'll see. I don't know. I don't think I'm as ingrained as her or Jackie.
I don't know, Momo. I think you might.
I got like at least 10, 15 years before.
Yeah,
that's
I know.
even-
Well, no, that's
Yeah.
it's the longevity.
It's the longevity
business.
of it.
Right.
Doris calls games. She's a real pioneer in calling games. Jackie McMullen was like one of the top writers. She's in the Hall of Fame too.
Yeah.
She's one of my they got 10, 15 years of success in this business.
Right.
And also they were trailblazers. Like I'm just following their footsteps.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm not doing anything that they didn't do already.
Well, I want to be there when you
Okay.
go into the Hall
If
of
I
Fame.
get into the Hall of Fame, I will invite you. Will you come?
Are you kidding
It's
me?
far. It's
For
like
you?
Massachusetts.
Is it Massachusetts? I thought it was like Overland Park, Kansas, or something.
Basketball?
Where's the
Basketball Hall of Fame is in
Oh,
Springfield.
Massachusetts. Momo, I'm there.
You're
for
there?
You.
All
Yeah,
right, let's do
As
it.
long as I'm the one that presents you. As long as I present you, then we're good.
Okay.
Yeah. Momo's like,
I don't know. I'll probably have Jackie do it. I'm just saying,
Right.
saying, like, you
You've
know.
got much bigger names.
You never get ahead of yourself on stuff like that.
No,
'Cause,
of
like,
course not.
You got to have like a really good long run. And
Yeah.
I think we talked about that with LeBron a couple weeks ago, right? And I said, hey, let's workshop a story.
Yeah.
What is the interesting part about LeBron breaking Kareem's record? Because
Right.
it's going to happen.
Sure.
And I think you're right. I think it is the longevity.
Longevity is very underappreciated
It really
in the
is.
world. If you're able to, and I take pride in the fact that, me and Ireland have done this since 1992.
Yeah.
We've done this show, with the exception of the couple years I was in New York, but have done the show continuously for all that time, and
Yeah.
have been here at ESPN for 18 years.
That's really good.
That's crazy.
Especially in this business. Like, I think to myself of how many people I have worked with over the last... I've been here since 2009, so 13 years.
13 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a long time to work someplace.
People don't work with somebody that... And I'll tell you, here's the other thing. So my dad, my late dad, worked for Eastman Kodak.
Yep.
And my dad would say all the time, they say, what do you do? And my dad would say, I'm with Eastman Kodak.
Yeah.
And he was very proud of that.
Yeah.
And the one thing that I appreciate about working here, maybe more than anything else, is that I get to say I'm with ESPN.
Yeah.
I'm with ESPN. It's a company that I love and believe in and is in line with my values and everything. Yeah. It's just good people.
Feels good.
And that, by the way, goes with the new station owner people, Good Karma brand. They've been great to work with. Yeah. Fantastic. So, and they're one of the reasons why I think this year is going to be such a big year. All right, so I want to get you to weigh in on the great Nepo baby debate. Have you been following this story? So apparently people have got a grudge. Kate Hudson is the latest person to speak out about it. People are basically saying, you only got there because you were born into that family. Mm. And the one thing I've noticed, so this is a big thing, it's a big debate, the Nepo baby debate. Mm-hmm. The thing about sports is there are lots of second-generation stars, but it's a meritocracy. If you're not good enough, like just pick a name out of the top of my head, Scottie Pippen, great player. Yeah. Scottie Pippen Jr. has to climb his own mountain, right? And it's a meritocracy. It's a merit-based system. In the entertainment business, I would argue that it's still a merit-based system. That, for example, Kate Hudson. Kate Hudson has been an Academy Award nominee on her own. Now, would she have had that advantage without having Goldie Hawn? And I think her dad is...
Kurt Russell?
No, Kurt Russell isn't her. Bill Hudson from the Hudson Brothers is her dad. And now her stepdad is... I guess they're not even married. Her sort of stepdad is Kurt Russell.
At least.
But what's your feeling? Do you ever hold a grudge against somebody who happens to be born into a family?
I don't hold a grudge because I just think that's how the world is. But I do think there is an advantage. And I will say that in our business, I think you're great at what you do. You deserve everything you got. You made your own way. Nobody opened any doors for you.
True.
There are other people who they knew somebody who got them in. And I know them especially on my side of the business where people get a job real early because of somebody that either their parents knew or somebody their family knew or whatever it is. And they skip some steps. And it doesn't mean they're not good. It just means they skip some steps that people who didn't have those advantages. So did Kate Hudson have the advantage of institutional knowledge?
Right.
Right? Because of her family background in the business.
When she walks into an audition, well, she's Goldie Hawn.
But it's not even just that. It's the knowledge of how to even make it. I think there's a lot of knowledge. Like whenever somebody comes to me and asks me for advice on how to get into the business, I try to be very practical. Because most people will not level with you and say, listen, the first 5 years of your career, even if you want to be on TV or you want to do whatever, it's probably not going to happen. What you need to do is show a willingness to do whatever it takes to just get your foot in the door.
Right.
And then once you get your foot in the door, see areas of opportunity and make yourself valuable. And then once you make yourself valuable, then maybe after a couple of years, you will find some opportunities and people give you your own chance to shine. So that's the advice I try to give. People who have at least some connections, some familial connections, they already know, like somebody's already opening those doors and clearing those first
couple of steps. So when I first got to LA and was kind of trying to crack in out here, I didn't have a lot of money. I just, some money that I'd saved up. But I had these friends who, these friends who happened to come from money. Mm-hmm. And one of the reasons they made it is that they could afford to be able to wait for that break, and they were able to hang in there for that break because they came from money.
So I didn't come from money, but I lived at home for a few years.
Yeah, right.
So my parents, my parents are teachers. They're not wealthy or anything like that, but they're solid middle class family. I could live at home with them afterwards. And for the first 5-6 years after I graduated college, I was able to live at home without paying rent and pay off all my college loans and pay my car loan and pay all this stuff so that I didn't start with this mountain of debt.
Right.
And I was able to make a very small salary for 7 years when I was at the Daily News.
Right.
Whereas if I would have been out having to do it all myself, I don't think I could have waited as long.
Linz, do you have any issues with people who are born get advantages because of nepotism?
No, I mean, I don't think I have any issues with it, but it's definitely a thing. And the people that try and say it's not, like, it's usually the people that are in those situations, right?
It's definitely a thing, but I'll tell you what, second-generation talent sometimes screws it all up, too. Second-generation talent, sometimes it doesn't work. They can't cash in on all the advantages that they have. And I think go ahead, Linz.
I was just going to say that, like, I feel like having, someone in your family that's famous, rich, whatever the case may be, obviously that opens a lot of doors for you, but at the end of the day, like, you're the one who needs to, like, walk through the door, and make the things happen, because people aren't just going to let you do whatever you want. You have to at least put some effort into it.
Right, and you do have to, in the end, you either have talent or you don't.
That's right.
In the end, there's...
But you can skip a few steps.
Right.
You can get there a little faster, and sometimes the way you make it is just stamina. It's just the ability to hang in there.
Right. Well, in sport, think about it in sports.
Yeah.
I was thinking Barry Bonds. Well, his dad was a Major League Baseball player, a really good one. And he got to hang out with his dad at the ballpark a lot.
Yeah.
Ken Griffey Jr. got to hang out. So that there is an advantage that goes along with that. But those guys were talented in their own right.
But even so let's say somebody like a Kate Hudson.
Yeah.
I don't know her story at all. I think she's a great actress.
She's a great actress.
She deserves everything she has.
And by the way, a very nice person.
Yeah,
Have
nice
met
person.
her. She's a very nice person.
But to me, it's like probably did she have to go wait tables?
Probably
and
not.
go on auditions. Getting her first agent, was that a little easier?
Yeah, true.
Getting headshots, things, all the little basic things that you have to do as an actor. Because your parents are in that world, they just know how to make some of that happen for you.
Right.
Help.
But in the end, I think that this whole Nepo baby thing is really unfair to people who couldn't help it that they
it's not their fault.
were born into, certain advantages in whatever they wanted to go into.
By the way, I know tons of people who were born into those advantages and totally screw up their life.
Absolutely.
It's like the affluenza disease.
It
right?
is. It is.
It's like because you've never had to work for anything, it's sort of there for you. You don't have the confidence in knowing of how to go get it, or you don't have the life skills to know how to go get it, and then you feel bad about yourself. It happens a lot.
Yeah, it does.
It's a double-edged sword. So to me, it's like, those doors are open, but you got to walk through them and get to perform.
Right. If you benefit from nepotism, it's not your fault, and I think it's unfair that you're being singled out. There are advantages obviously built in, but I don't think it should be warranted. This shouldn't be trending on Twitter. It's unfair.
Yeah.
It's unfair. All right, coming up next for you, Momo, time to talk about 2023.
We're turning the page.
Turning the page. We're doing that during the show. We're moving all the way through. We did 2022. Let's start talking about 2023. I have got something in my mind, 3 things that I am going to accomplish in 2023. 3 things.
I like it.
That is coming up next for you.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's Cap. I'm up here in Mammoth. It's cold. It's loud. But what's interesting is when you come up to a place like this, everybody's got a Subaru because active lifestyle. Everybody wants to be part of coming up to the mountains and having a great time, and that's what you see with Subaru drivers. And right now, between right this second and January 3rd, share the love, man. I'm telling you, you buy or lease a new Subaru between now and January 3rd, $250 gets donated in your name to organizations that need it the most this time of the year. So I don't have a lot of time, man. I got to get up on these slopes, got to get out in this Subaru. Let's go.
Hey, in advance, Happy New Year's.
What are you doing for New Year's? You got plans?
New Year's this year, we're going to honor New York New Year's.
Hey.
So it's going to be a little 9 o'clock will be the celebration.
Yep.
The ball will drop. Have you ever been to New York for the...
I have not. That'd be really fun.
It is so cool. So,
but I don't want to be out there with a million people. I want to be up in one of the hotels.
Yeah, no. Here's what you want to do.
Too cold.
Year 2000, when it turned Y2K.
Oh, my gosh.
I was living in New York, and I flew my mom and dad in. And we went to a comedy club, which is sadly closing, called Caroline's. I think it's actually closing on the 31st.
Oh, wow.
And because of where they are, they had a roped-off area in the middle of the crowd. So we saw a comedy show. I think his name was Kevin Meaney, who's since passed away. Great comic. And afterwards, we were all, I was wearing a tux. Yeah. My dad was wearing a tux. Everybody's dressed real fancy. And we walked out to this roped-off area and watched the ball drop. And the weird thing about 2000 was, remember, it was people, there was Y2K, and we didn't know where the computer was going to work.
Yeah, it was
going to
be like the end of Fight Club.
Oh, yeah, exactly. It got very, very calm. And it was almost like people were waiting. Is something going to happen? Is something going to happen?
I remember this.
Yeah. I had just come out like 4 years before, and my dad was still
getting used to it.
Yeah. And so I said, well, let's go downtown after the ball drop. Let's go downtown. So we hop the subway, and we get off at 4th and Christopher, and I take them to a gay bar called the Duplex.
You took me to the Duplex.
I did take you to the Duplex.
It's love
a great spot. It's a piano bar.
That's great.
So my dad, and I was all nervous about it, my dad, being around, a bunch of gay guys. and
especially on New Year's.
Yeah, on New Year's Eve. So I go to I said, I'll get the drinks. So I go to the bar, get the drinks. When I come back, my dad is talking to this guy, and I hear him say, so how long have you two guys been together? My dad, totally adjusted on the spot. It was really a cool moment.
Awesome.
Yeah, so that was the year of 2000. So New Year, and I always set goals for myself.
I like it.
Are you a big resolution person?
I like to use it as a review, right? Like I do. I don't know if I would call them resolutions, but it's around this time of year I'm definitely setting goals.
Yes.
Yeah.
So obviously, I picked up weight this year.
Yeah. I don't know. I can't tell under that hoodie, but okay.
That's the goal. Okay. I wear big hoodies, so you cannot tell. But I'm not going to focus on weight. I'm going to focus on fitness.
I like it.
So we are going to start on Saturday, 30 days of yoga.
Good.
Every single day for 30 days.
Good.
And we're going to move through that. I'm going to do more on my...
Are you going to take it yourself or go to a class?
Going to take it ourselves. It's like an online thing.
Cool.
Me and Juan are both going to do it. And we're going to do 30 days. Plus, I want to lose 20 pounds. So throw that out there.
All right.
I always like to reset my... Last year, by the way, I did this and didn't work at all. I'm about net zero from 2021. Second thing, I own an account, but I would like to start making a few TikTok videos.
Okay.
You and I had one there we had one for like 10 minutes.
We did a couple.
Seemed
like a lot of work.
It was a lot of work. But I would like to have a TikTok account.
All right.
And I'd like to spend more time on TikTok because I heard Clinton talking about it. You can get all kinds of... My mom gets recipes on TikTok, handyman stuff
People
on
were
TikTok.
watching the World Cup final on TikTok.
Yeah, on TikTok. So I want to do more on TikTok. And the third thing, I was really bad this year. I love to read. And this year, I keep track of the number of books I read.
Yeah.
I only read 8 books this year.
Oh, that for you, that's not.
For me, that's low. So my goal is to read 24 books in 2023. Actually, it'll be better. 23 books in 2023.
Yeah, why not?
And I'm going to do more reading. So weird. I'm doing TikTok and more reading. Those things generally don't get combined.
But I can see how that works.
So what, off the top of your head, what do you want to do this year?
I can actually do it because I've been thinking about a lot of this stuff.
Okay, good.
So I want to. So I started on. I'm doing my Sterling Affairs. We're doing the TV
That's
show.
right. The
okay,
TV is
and
it
they're
going to come out
filming
this
it.
year?
Yeah, it's supposed to come out in the fall.
Cool.
So we're filming it now. It's filming through like February or March, and I want to get the next whatever it is going. Okay, so whatever the next big idea. I have.
What if I told you?
A few ideas
You
that
have
I want
something?
to. I have 3 or 4 that I'm kicking around, and I want to start writing a couple treatments and diving in. And what am I going to do next? Because the idea is when the Sterling Affairs comes out, it's going to be all exciting.
And you're going to have a moment there.
You have a little moment.
Yep.
So I want to have stuff ready to go.
So it's going to be fall on
FX.
That's so exciting.
Yeah, FX. Either fall, winter. You never know how things go in.
Yeah,
LA,
right.
But could be this year, could be early 24. Who knows? But
so your idea is
to
to have
fall.
the next idea in the chamber.
Yeah,
when
and like really working on
it.
it. Like I'm going to spend the next 6 to 9 months really working on a couple ideas that I have, like developing them. Take some time at night, work on a couple treatments. Do some research, and I don't know if I'll do a podcast next, or I'll just try to do another series, or whatever it is.
Oh,
but
do a podcast. Do a podcast.
What if I told you?
We love to be able to play that right
I
there.
know. I know. It's a lot
What
of
if I
work,
told
though.
you? What if
That's
I
a
told
lot.
you?
I've been actually trying to. Right before the show, I was actually on the phone with somebody setting meetings because my friend is like, okay, all you got to do is just start. That's how it was when I did the Sterling Affairs too. My mom and I said, my mom was like, listen, if you want to do this, you have to write a treatment.
Yes.
To lay out your idea on paper, you can't just pitch it to people in the room.
Yes.
So you have to sit there. And I said, okay, well, that sounds overwhelming. He goes, just sit there and do it for an hour a day.
Yeah.
And I said, well, what about it 1 hour 3 times a week? She goes, fine.
Yeah.
1 hour 3 times a week. So that's that's number 1 goal.
Yep.
Work on the next ones. Number 2, I have already invested, and I want to get in. I really want to get in really good shape.
Okay.
I've had my kids.
Yep.
I need to get back strong and in shape. I'm not worried. I've already started my diet.
Nice.
You notice
it's good to start it before the year.
It is.
Yeah.
I started even before Christmas. So you notice I used to come in here with a whole bunch of food. I was always eating on the show.
Yep. No more
Last 2
smash
days,
burger.
you don't see it, right?
Yeah.
Not here.
Yep.
Not eating.
Yep.
Okay. And all I'm doing is small portions. I eat whatever I want. Just have small portions. No big deal.
That's right. Portion control is like the whole
That's all it
ball
is.
game. Yeah.
My diet is called Just Eat Half.
Oh, I like that.
Yep.
Just eat half.
Just eat half.
There's your
I lost,
your next project. Write a book. Just
Write a
eat
book.
half.
Okay, so just this week I haven't lost enough to even say anything about it, but it's like we're down 3 pounds.
Oh, that's good.
Something.
That's great.
Okay.
Most people are gaining this time of year.
And I really want to get in good shape. So I bought a heavy bag to hit in my gym.
Nice.
And I have bought a timer so I can count out 2 to 3 minute rounds.
Right.
And I have a 1-2 chair, my Pilates chair. So I'm trying to get in 4 days a week of boxing and Pilates outside in my gym.
Nice. Well, see, you're laying the groundwork here.
You actually have to you have to have the idea, then you have to have the strategy of how you're going to go do it.
Right.
And actually do it.
Nice. You've put some thought into
Yeah,
this.
I've been thinking about it for a while.
Yeah.
It always happens around New Year's, you know? Right? Yeah, so.
Jorge, what about you?
I have another kid.
You are going to have another kid?
Yeah. Friend and I are thinking about having
That's
another one.
great, man.
Yeah, so I have another kid next year. work out, like Momo says.
Yep.
Get a little more in shape.
You missed it, but I said I'm not going to focus on my weight and lose 20 pounds. But
no, I heard it.
I'm going to
over
focus
there.
on fitness.
Yeah.
Fitness.
So I'm focusing on that.
Yeah.
Things like that. But I want to grow my,
That's great.
my family.
Boss Amanda, what about you?
You know, honestly, I haven't really thought about it.
No?
No, because
a couple more days.
But it's also not something that I really
do.
Yeah.
You don't find it to be a good time? See, I always find the end of the year to be a good time to reflect on what just happened in this year, and also think about sort of a game plan for the next year.
Get three more jobs or something.
Yeah, you with your jobs.
So here, somebody
Boss Amanda is going to be presiding over the biggest year ever in the history of ESPN Los Angeles.
I'm going to be very, very busy.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's good. It's good.
So somebody sent me a tweet that I've saved, okay?
Okay.
Before it's a habit, it's uncomfortable. Before it's a habit, it's inconvenient. Before it's a habit, you're bad at it. Before it's a habit, it's difficult. Keep showing up.
There you go.
Right?
Yep. 99% of life is just showing up.
Yeah. Like, whenever you're trying
Somebody
to do
famous
something
said
new.
that. 99% of life is just showing up.
Yeah.
I've heard it before.
Show up, but it's also
not
like
original.
when we're trying to change and do something hard and do something new, of course it's hard. It's
Yes.
uncomfortable, it sucks. So the best way to do it is sometimes you get a workout buddy, sometimes you have an accountability thing, you set certain goals. For me, it's always about a feeling. I need to have a certain feeling.
Yes.
When I start feeling really strong and in control, I like that feeling.
Yeah. That's. I think it's a good time of year for that. Good time of year for that. All right. It's Woody Allen. 99% of life is just showing up.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a good line. All right. Coming up next, I put together a game of games. It is a Jeopardy game that reflects on 2022. So Lindsay's going to play, Jorge's going to play, Boss Amanda, and Momo. We will do that, and then we got Lakers pregame for you.
Cool.
The Lakers are at Miami. Slee with the pre starting at the top of the hour, 3 o'clock. Mase in Ireland, Momo in for John, 710 ESPN.
Hey, Laker fans, John Ireland here. Have you downloaded the new ESPN LA app? You got to get this thing. It's great. You can get Travis and Sliwa, Mason and Ireland, Sedano and Cap, and all of our Lakers talk with Slee right in the palm of your hand.
You're just one tap away from everything Lakers. You could even win Lakers tickets.
React to the Lakers on ESPN LA app.
Download the new ESPN LA app in the App Store or on Google Play. Football fans, want to win $100 for picking 5 games against the spread? Just download the Cover 5 app for free. Compete with Mason and me each week for a chance to win $100. Here's what you need to do. Download the Cover 5 app, use code MI22 to join our show league, and then start having fun all season long. Just download the Cover 5 app. Use code MI22 to join the Mason and Ireland Show League. Pick 5 games against the spread to win $100 or play all season long at cover5.com.
Game of Games presented by CallJacob.com. Call Jacob. Everyone loves a fighter, but in this town, winning matters, especially after an accident. So remember, anyone can fight, but CallJacob.com is here for you when you need a big win. After an accident, go to CallJacob.com or call 844-24-JACOB. That's 844-24-JACOB. We got the jingle. Call Jacob. Thank you. Game of Games time. Take it away, Mase.
All right, here we go. It is a year in review game of games, and it is a game of Jeopardy. Jorge especially loves when I play Jeopardy.
Oh, I love it, yeah.
You've got to phrase your answer as a question, and all these things had something to do with 2022. Momo's going to play, Boss Amanda, Lindsay, and Jorge. Your name, as always, is your buzzer. And
I think I'm really going to suck at this.
No, I think you'll be good.
My brain doesn't work that fast.
You're going to be all right. Don't worry.
You're going to be good.
Yeah, I mean, look, you're playing with me. I'm never good at these.
Yeah, no, she's strong.
Don't worry about it.
There are questions that'll benefit.
I feel like Lindsay is good at this stuff.
Lindsay's really good at
it. Yeah.
She's fast.
I watch a lot of documentaries, guys.
She's really good, yeah.
Yes. Okay.
But she's also on a delay. Ha!
Okay. All right. Here is number 1. At the age of 99,
Momo. Who is Betty White?
That is correct.
Oh, dang.
Let's go.
She was the last.
You knew
living
just
Golden
simply
Girl.
by her and 99.
Oh, yeah, I mean, how many people make it to 99?
Jeez.
All right, number 2. This Mexican superstar led LAFC to its Jorge.
Who is Carlos Vela?
Who is Carlos Vela is the correct
good
answer.
job.
Yeah, there was one tailor-made. Number 3.
Thanks.
This ESPN personality was voted Host of the Year.
Momo. Who is Scott Kaplan?
Who is Scott Kaplan's the right answer? Yes.
Wow, Mase, you are magnanimous.
You're
trying to realign your karma, aren't you?
I am. Yeah,
I think so.
I'm happy for everybody when they're successful, accepts it on it.
Must be Mercury must be in retrograde.
Yeah, it is actually.
Must be.
Yeah.
And then Mase goes home and stabs a doll with pins.
Do you know I was born during a Mercury retrograde, which means it's actually good for me?
Oh,
that
good.
Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
All right, number 3. I'm sorry, number 4. She is married to Will Smith. Jorge.
Who is Jada Pinkett Smith?
That is absolutely right. Yeah, she is married to Will Smith, who slapped Chris Rock at the Academy Awards. Can you believe that happened this year? That was
it did.
gigantic
That
story.
was something.
No apology yet.
No, no. He's apologized,
he
but Chris
accept
Rock
it.
hasn't accepted it.
Oh God.
Here's number 5. During a 6-week trial, we learned that this actress left a Jorge.
Who is Amber Heard?
That is correct. Yes.
Wow. Jorge.
Left a grumpy in Johnny Depp's bed.
Who figured him for following the Johnny Depp trial?
Well, because he works with John Ireland.
Oh,
and John
right,
Ireland
yeah.
I used the word grumpy.
Yeah, a
TikTok.
grumpy.
I was about to get that, but you're just faster.
The Grumpy's on TikTok.
Okay, here's number 6. The biggest box office hit of 2022 featured this actor, Jorge.
What is Top Gun Maverick?
No.
Keep going.
The biggest box office hit of 2022 featured this actor returning to his iconic role as Pete Mitchell in Top Gun Maverick. Yeah.
Who is Tom Cruise?
Tom Cruise
All right.
is right.
Okay.
Wow.
Pete Mitchell.
It's a dominating performance.
I'm
for
just sitting
Jorge
here
and Momo.
listening and observing.
Yeah.
Same.
Number
Every time I think of it, I can't believe
it's a
it.
delay.
Too quick.
It's a delay.
Number 7. This SoCal MLB star finished second to Aaron Judge in the American League MVP voting.
Momo.
Momo?
Who is Shohei Ohtani?
That is absolutely right. Oh,
gosh.
Pulled that out. I'm surprised people didn't
I was thinking, is it
jump on
Mike
that
Trout or
faster.
Shohei? It's Shohei. It's Shohei. Okay.
Okay, here's number 8.
Let's go.
At the 7:10 ESPN All-Star softball game, this player hit
Momo.
the game. Momo.
Who is Beto Duran?
Who is Beto? Yes! Answer, yes. Momo has locked it up. We'll do the last one just for fun.
Football is live.
Yeah, yesterday too.
Football is live. Here we go.
2022 and racehorses and EDM artists. That's
Yeah.
your
Who would
thing.
have
There you
known?
go. Last one. This late great rap star was known for his mega hit "Gangsta's Paradise." Momo.
Who is Tupac Shakur?
No.
Oh,
Jorge.
no, shoot, I said the wrong one.
Who is Coolio?
Who is Coolio is
Ramona,
right. So-
jeez.
It was.
This is my ear. I can't believe I missed that.
Yeah, you should have gotten
I knew
that
it as
one.
soon as I said it wrong.
So there you have. There's the year in review,
Poor
bunch of
Coolio
stuff.
died.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Coolio.
That was a bummer.
Yeah.
DMX
Coolio.
too, right? DMX this year?
DMX.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking some of the big Betty White, obviously.
Man.
The Queen. I thought you were definitely going to do the Queen.
Yeah, you thought
yeah.
you were expecting
You had
her
me
in
on
there.
the show. You didn't give a Queen question.
By the way, it wasn't she 99. That could have been the answer to
Right.
that Betty White
I
question.
thought for sure going Betty
Bob
White. though.
Saget.
Bob Saget.
Yeah.
Yeah.
tragic.
Sidney Poitier.
Yeah.
Legend.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of. I always think I always am interested in the in memoriam section of award shows to see who they put last. And I think probably this year, I would imagine Sidney Poitier is going to be last, or Betty White's going to be last.
Yeah.
One of those two, where they sort of hang out on that image a little bit. Oh, that's really a sad way to finish the show.
You know what? You must be missing Ireland. He loves the death radio.
Oh yeah,
He loves Death Radio.
Ireland loves that stuff. If your friend killed somebody, would you tell on them?
No, I mean, it's like
It's a
somebody
real
died. Let's
question.
do the whole show on it and feel really sad.
Exactly. No, he loves to pay tribute to people.
I know. He's very genuine. That
We
way.
love the hail fellow well met around here.
Yeah.
So I tweeted out a little story. You guys know by now if you listen to the show. A week ago Sunday, I lost my puppy dog, Fredo. And we went and got a new dog.
Yeah.
And this dog has got an amazing backstory. I tweeted out the article.
That's amazing.
He was one of 72 dogs that this woman in Cabazon had. She had dementia, and eventually one of the neighbors called and said, there's so many dogs. And so
where'd she get them all? Do you know where she got all the dogs from?
No.
Were they spayed? Did they just keep
yeah,
reproducing?
No. Well, they did keep reproducing. So we went to a shelter called Shelter Hope in Thousand Oaks, and I couldn't recommend it more strongly. If you're looking for a shelter dog, here's a great spot. And they have like 10 or 12 of the dogs that were part of this 72.
Okay.
And so Ron, the new dog, Ron the dog, was one of 72 dogs in this lady's house. So it was a true rescue, and we know the backstory. I tweeted out the news story to it. It was a really big deal out in the Coachella Valley. But and Ron could not be nicer. Although he cannot go anywhere without being in physical contact with me. So like sleeping, he's in contact.
Aww.
He follows me around everywhere I go. He's like my little shadow.
So he's got separation anxiety.
Yes, he does. Yes,
Well, he's
he
used
does.
to being around 72 brothers and
that's
sisters.
a good point.
He's used to not getting any attention.
Yeah, but
All
you
of a
still
sudden-
have your other dog. How's your other dog doing with Ron?
She's doing okay. They've negotiated a peace.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's good.
she's 16. They've negotiated an
She's
armistice.
like an old girl, and she's like, "What the heck, man?"
Yeah, what
How old is
I was
Ron?
gonna be the only dog. I was
Ron
gonna have the
Ron
rule
is
of the
one.
roost.
Oh,
Ron
so
is
he's
estimated
a
to be
puppy.
one. Yeah, he's a pup, and she's 16. And so there's...
She is probably ticked off.
Well,
Yeah, she's like, get this obnoxious little thing away from me.
Well, she's like, I just got rid of the last one.
Oh. She was gonna have the rule of the house.
Yes,
It was gonna
correct.
be her house.
Although here's the thing, she's deaf, and so
okay.
she didn't know anything that was. She needs like a guide dog because she can't hear anything. So
probably helps,
like somebody comes to the door, and she doesn't know somebody's at the door.
Oh.
But when Ron goes and barks at the door,
Okay.
then Sophie knows. Oh, it's time to go bark at the door. She
Got
doesn't
it.
necessarily hear it for herself. But we got our hands full with this little guy and training him this year and making sure he's happy and he's just the sweetest.
I love
little
that his
guy.
name is Ron.
Yeah.
So funny.
Come on, Ron.
Come on, Ron.
Have
Hey,
you
Ron.
found his voice yet?
No.
You're still.
I want.
Yeah.
I want. I
Hey,
mean,
Ron. Hey, Ron.
Sophie's. Yeah, Jorge. We do the most random impression of Bob Nightingale. Bob Nightingale.
You know what? What if Ron's voice was like your Mitch Kupchak voice?
Well, Stephen John. That's not bad.
I feel like he should have a higher voice because he's like a little, like
He's a little
squeaker
yippy dog.
guy.
Yeah.
Sophie's voice. Hi, this is Sophie. Hi. And then Fredo's voice was, yes, I like the new dog. He's from the older country.
Yeah.
And then Hollis's voice, who was the original. Hello, hi, this is Hall.
Oh.
So I can have whole conversations with the dogs. But Ron, the dog's voice has to happen organically.
Yeah, you can't.
What's
force
up,
it.
Foo?
What's up, Foo?
That could be Ron's
that.
voice. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. So let me see. We got Lakers coming up. Lakers won last night. To the best of our knowledge, we have not seen anything on Twitter.
Let me look.
See, because second night of a back-to-back, sometimes not everybody plays. LeBron played a season-low 31 minutes last night, and so he may be teed up and ready to go. Momo's going to check and see. And by the way, obviously an update in just minutes from Alan Slee with the pre. Is Slee got the Rona's going around, right? Did Slee get Corona?
That's up to him to inform you.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That is not my business to inform you.
Okay,
of.
got it.
I had it. It was not fun. Let me tell you.
Let me tell you, it ain't good.
Yeah, I got it when I was in Vegas. Well, I got it like the day I got home from Vegas. I definitely got it from Vegas. If you think about it, it's a really gross place.
Well,
you know?
yeah, Vegas would be like the ultimate petri dish, I think.
Yes, for sure. But I had been there probably 10 times during the pandemic. But I will say they were like, during craps, they would like wipe off the dice in between every roll and stuff. They stopped doing all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got to be filthy. Vegas has got, chips and all that stuff is handed back and forth. Anyways, so hope you're not sick. Hope you've dodged it. I dodged it for a really long time and then went down hard.
I don't even want to talk about it because
You've dodged it.
I know I'm knocking on wood as you're like talking about it.
So Momo, your New Year's Eve will be.
I'm gonna do L.A. New Year's Eve.
You are. You're gonna stay up. Till
I stay up late
Pacific time.
I stay up till midnight anyway.
You do.
But I always watch Anderson and Andy.
Yeah, they're the funniest.
Yeah, there's really nothing else for me. And I do watch Don Lemon a lot when they send it to
He's like
him.
usually down in New Orleans, I think.
Yeah,
when
he's
he does
super
it.
drunk all the time.
Yeah, now they've got a rule this year. CNN anchors not
What?
allowed to get drunk. The new boss, Chris Lick, says nope. That's not the way anchors are going to operate here at this new CNN. So Andy's going to get loaded.
Yeah.
But Anderson apparently is going to be dry. It's a bummer.
Yeah.
It's a bummer.
Well, they didn't say you couldn't be high.
No, I think that's
kind of part of it.
I think that speaks for itself. Am I late for this break?
No, we're good.
Oh, okay. No, we're
Lakers out of Miami.
Yeah,
I think
Lakers
it's a big game.
Jorge, what about you? What are you doing New Year's?
I don't know yet. I think we're going to be at my in-laws or at home. I'm not sure yet.
Will you be awake?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Mai Tai stay up?
Yeah, we stayed up last night till 1:30.
Mai Tai stays up till 1:30?
Yeah. We'll play her toys and whatnot.
Nice. Boss Amanda, you?
I will be up in Big Bear with my family.
Oh, very nice. Very nice. Well, I want to take this moment to say Happy New Year. We appreciate you guys all year long, and I promise, and everybody here promises, that 2023 is going to be the biggest year in the history of ESPN LA. Make sure you're here on Tuesday for that. Momo, thank you. Thank you, Linz. Thank you, Jorge. Thank you, Boss Amanda. We're going to go live right now to Alan Sliwa with the pre as the Lakers take on the Miami Heat. Happy New Year, everybody. 710 ESPN.
The 2020.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's Cap. I'm up here in Mammoth. It's cold. It's loud. But you know what's interesting is when you come up to a place like this, everybody's got a Subaru because active lifestyle. Everybody wants to be part of coming up to the mountains and having a great time. And that's what you see with Subaru drivers. And right now, between right this second and January 3rd, share the love, man. I'm telling you, you buy or lease a new Subaru between now and January 3rd, $250 gets donated in your name to organizations that need it the most this time of the year. So I don't have a lot of time, man. I got to get up on these slopes, got to get out in this Subaru.